Also at the Vision 24 National Conservative Forum was Nikki Haley, 2024 Republican presidential wannabe. She didn't make any sense. She actually seems completely unable or unwilling to explain why she's running and to really, I mean, if she is auditioning to be Trump's VP, that I understand. If she is auditioning to become the next Tulsi, right, who gets a gig on Fox News and, a podcast or something, then maybe it makes sense. But she seems visibly confused by every question. Here she is saying our kids must say the Pledge of Allegiance.
Our kids need to be saying the Pledge of Allegiance when they start their day so that they know to love America.
Nikki Haley, who is an advocate of freedom and liberty, is demanding that children be forced to recite a Pledge of Allegiance to the flag, and that will make them love America. Freedom to be forced by schools to say the Pledge of Allegiance. It's kind of interesting. Doesn't really make a lot of sense, does it? Nikki Haley claims that 90% of American children are now under critical race theory. They're under it. I think she means under the regime of it or something. Listen to this.
What would you have to say about the wokeism that's infiltrating the school systems?
90% of our American kids are now under critical race theory.
They used to be over it, then they were alongside it, and now they are crushed beneath its weight.
What that means is if a little girl goes into kindergarten, if she's white, you're telling her she's bad. If she's brown or black, you're telling her she's never going to be good enough and she's always going to be a victim.
I missed that kindergarten class. I would like to speak to the kindergarten teacher that is teaching that.
And that's wrong. The idea that we are
it's also not happening.
Dividing our children based on race, based on religion, based on all of these things, that's not what was supposed to happen. We talked about
Yeah. I would love for someone to ask Nikki Haley to define critical race theory and also maybe to define wokeness. What she says is happening in kindergarten is not happening, period. It's just not happening. And she is doing the sort of Youngkin thing where she's against woke and she's against CRT and she wants the pledge taught. Oh, right. But what would be the top tax rate under your presidency? I don't know. That's policy. I don't deal with that. One more clip from Nikki Haley's appearance. This one is about parents' rights and schools. It's the same nonsense that they're now obsessing over.
The problem is these school bureaucrats have decided parents can't do their job. So they now suddenly think they have to go and infiltrate everything that they think should be taught to our kids. We are still the parents. We have to fight for our kids. We have one job. And that's to make sure that we raise our children to be strong, faithful, responsible kids. And if we don't stop all this woke ideology that's happening in our schools,
there it is.
We will lose them. And we can't afford for that to happen.
The biggest critics of public schools today have absolutely no idea what is being taught in public schools. They love to say parents should have the right to know what their children are being taught. And yet they have no idea what's going on in public schools. By the way, many of them send their kids to private schools or charter schools anyway. That's a different story for a different day. This is what the right is today. Tulsi talking about abortion after birth. Nikki Haley talking about woke and CRT. It draws a crowd. It gets applause. And by the way, if you can squeeze in a little anti-trans rhetoric, even more applause. Will anything turn this around to where the Republican Party will get back to policy that I disagree with, but policy, at least? I don't know. I don't know what, if anything, will turn this around. But I'll be here waiting. And if they ever want to talk about policy, I'm glad to talk about it with them.